Hi, my name is Gabriel. I'm a game developer. I just released my first game and I'm showing you everything that I've learned so far. And as well, I'm showing you the progress of my second game that I'm currently working on. Now, I don't remember what I showed you the last time, but for now, the game looks like this. You click play. You have to move away from the square and towards the circle. Oh, I messed up. So away from the square and towards the circle. I'm trying to focus because it's not as easy as it seems. Now I already, you know what? It's amazing to have your game demo, or however you want to say it, as soon as possible, because I gave the game to some of my friends and family to play test it, and the response was amazing because I could really see where they were struggling, and it's you're seeing it through a different set of eyes, because when you're making the game, you're the game developer, you're creating it, everything, like it's like you have a blurred vision. But as soon as you give your phone, or in this case like Android phone, I gave my phone to my friends and family, the response was amazing. I could clearly see where and what I need to change in order for the game to be at least a little bit more polished. Um the first issue that I immediately saw was when when the projectiles spawn here or here. The screen size is really small, so you can't even see them spawning, and you don't have enough time to react to the actual projectile coming at you. Now when projectile spawns here, it's fine, you can see it and you can react, but when it spawns here, it's really hard. So I'll try to move the camera away from the player a little bit so that you can have a wider range, like a wider radius that you can see. And that will hopefully fix another issue. Was now you can also see the projectile spawning here, but the thing is, when you have your thumb here and you're trying to move, when the projectile spawns underneath your thumb, you cannot see it, and you only have this much space to react. Now it seems possible and playable at first, but as you play a little bit more, like probably 15 or 20 seconds in, the projectiles will start spawning faster and moving faster, and you won't have enough time to react. So I will try to fix it by moving the camera away from the player just a little bit. And oh yeah, and this was another problem which I'm so glad I saw. I knew something was wrong with the gameplay, but I couldn't really see it until I saw them play. The touchpad, the thumb size is too big. Now I copy pasted the same thumb size, like touch interface, from my previous game, and it was fine on that one, but on this one it's not. And why is that? Is because the controls are really, like, they're not that good. When you move just in that circle a little bit, it's really hard to control. Like, let's say this is the center of the circle. When you're on this side, you're looking your left, like my right. But as soon as you switch a little, like millimeter on the left, the player just does this. So instinctively, when you start playing the game, you realize, okay, I have to move away, like away from the center to be able to actually control the player. And that means that you actually move your finger like this. And when someone has a small hand, they're really struggling to play, and they didn't even say anything about it. I saw it immediately because I know, like, my hand is probably, I don't know, normal size, but it's bigger than theirs. And I'm not really struggling to play it, but they really are, and they don't know why. Now, I could actually also try to fix that center thing if you move a little bit to the right or the left, and I think I know how to do that, so I'll try and fix that now. And oh yeah, there's another really big issue that's happening, and I think I know how to fix it. And as I was trying to explain it to myself, like before I started recording, the idea came to mind, but I'll still try to explain the problem. So as you can see, I don't have any buttons here. There's no play button here. The level on my phone just starts like this on the actual level that's playable. But I also have this level that has no touch interface and only the play button or whatever else I'll have, this quit play or skins or settings, volume, and all of that. And when you click play, the level actually loads and you have your touch interface. Now, how I'm doing is, this is probably how everyone does it. I researched this on the internet, and I think everyone does this like so. You have different levels for your actual gameplay and your user interface, where you have your main page open. The reason for that is probably the player controller, which I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but just research player controller and level loading and all of that, and you'll see what I mean. And for now I have only 2 levels, and when I transfer the game from my PC to my phone, only one of them loads, and the one that loads is the one that's currently open on my PC. But even if I explicitly tell the game engine to package all of the levels that I have on my PC to my phone, it won't do it. I'm not sure why. I had the same problem with my previous game. I mean, I'll try to fix it now. I just got an idea, but I had the same problem, and the only way that I could actually play test the game was to transfer the game to Google Play Store for internal testing, and that's not really productive, because every time you have to do that, you would have to wait from 10 minutes to sometimes even half an hour to actually test your game. And when you want to transfer the game via USB directly on your phone, not through the game Google Play Store, but directly, it takes you 30 seconds. So it's very easy to test your game like that. And that's really an issue. I need to fix that because I cannot even play test the game on my phone correctly. And I think that's it. I will try to fix the issues. I think that's it, yeah. That's all that they had an issue with. As well, oh yeah, I did not know this the first time, but when I'll just say it because it's very useful. When you have your levels loaded, so you're in your main level with your store page, play buttons, quit, and everything like that. When you click play, for me, for the game this small, the level starts instantaneously. There's no like lag in between. But that's because it works on this phone. But if you have a low budget phone, it won't work, because when you start your level, everything in that level has to load. So all the projectiles, the level itself, the landscape, the trees, and everything like that. And that becomes a real issue, because, for example, what if you have your projectiles load at the start, like immediately as the level opens? It works on my phone, but what if on some other phone the level hasn't loaded yet, but the projectile already, the whole level has not loaded yet, but the projectile did, and it starts moving, and before you even know it, you're already dead, and you have to restart the game from scratch, and you cannot even play it because your phone is too slow. Now, how to fix that is, when you're loading in between levels, you can actually put a loading screen in between, and that's a really good like solution for it, I believe, because you can actually, when you click play, you just load some picture on your screen, fade in and fade out, and only after the actual level loads and you can play the game, then you remove your loading screen and the player can start playing the game. I still don't know exactly how to do it because I've never done it, but I'll definitely learn how to do it on this project. And yeah, that's it. I'll try to fix some stuff and we'll see. I think I fixed it. The projectiles are much easier to see right now from the sides, and I mean, the goal is not to make the game as easy as possible, because it'll probably be boring, but I think I've hit a sweet spot right there. And the thumb size is also much smaller. I didn't try to fix the level yet. I'll do that now, but I just wanted to say that, yeah, it's not, I don't think it's a good idea to stay at this point for too long, because if you keep adjusting these little variables and values, or like max speed, the camera location, the character location, and projectile, everything like that, if you stay at it for too long, it's not, I don't think it's productive, because later on you'll probably change a lot of that once you add your real character in your game and projectiles, because I cannot say it now, but eventually, once I add my character inside, I'll see the new problems arise and I'll have to fix them, and probably I'll have to fix like change these values as well later on. But for now, it's good to have a generic playtest, like just have it on your phone so you can show it your colleagues or friends or family to try and see how they like it, or if you can change anything else. And I forgot to mention that one of the playtesters had a great idea to have multiple levels in your game, and each level has its own unique food that you can eat or you have to escape from it. That's a really good idea because I can do it really easily and fast. I just copy paste everything from this level to another and just add a different food mesh that I've made, like pizza or coffee or something like that. And I also think that's a good idea because once you pass a certain threshold, for example, you get a high score of 100 with these like projectiles, burger and broccoli, you'll probably have a muscle memory. You won't even think about it. You'll try to escape from the broccoli and try to eat the cheeseburger. But what if one of the levels has it other way around, that you have to hit the broccoli and you have to like escape from the cheeseburger? That's it's I think it's a good idea, and like I said, it's manageable because I can do it really fast. You can always add new stuff in your game, and I could add some cheeseburger that has the triple scoring system. So instead of adding 1 point for each burger eaten, you add 3 points for the next 15 seconds maybe, or you can add a shield so you can like repel broccoli off of you. There's a lot of stuff that you can add, but at the state that I'm currently at, my mindset is I just want to release the game as soon as possible and see if it even becomes popular and if the people even want to play it. Because you can spend, I don't want to spend a year on a game as simple as this, because it's not profitable. Imagine spending a year on a game and it only has 15 downloads. It's not it's not good. So I will try this logic. I'll try to make as much games as possible, not really big or polished, but if some catches the interest of other people, I'll go back to that game and just keep adding new stuff, and yeah, we'll see. So but this level thing is, I think it's really good. Yeah, it's a good idea. Now let me try to fix the level first, and I'll tell you what I'll do next. This is the day after, or maybe even I haven't filmed probably in two days. Yeah. Basically, I bought a Blender course, but the name of the guy is Grant. I don't want to butcher his name, but the name is Grant Abbitt or something like that. He is very popular on YouTube, and people say that his courses are really good. I just wanted to say that I have a bad experience with Blender. Reason being is because I didn't really invest any time in learning how to navigate through it, or how to even make some models or anything actually, because most of the stuff that I've learned is I've learned it by myself, and the same way, just a lot of tutorials and documentation and trial and error. I did it, it failed, and I did it again, and so on. But Blender, I had an easy way out. My friend uses Blender for probably 10 years now, and he knows his stuff. But so I thought I would be able to learn from him, and he'll help me out if I ever get stuck, which is, as it turns out, not a good idea, because first off, he's really good at Blender, but that doesn't mean he's a good teacher. And second off, I depended on his input a lot, and I just copy pasted everything that he did. And when I got stuck, eventually I was just I can't do this, can you just do it for me? And he did it in like 2 minutes, what I was trying to do for a whole day. And yeah, I just skipped everything that a beginner should learn. I just skipped all of that and went straight to the main point. And I'm saying this now because as I'm going through this course, it's become clear. I knew that it would be like this. As I'm learning, I'm adjusting, and I'm, how would I say, Blender doesn't seem as bad as it seemed when I didn't know anything. And the more I learn, the more the better it will get, actually, the mindset and everything. I figured that out a long time ago. Like, I hate the things that I don't know, and as soon as I learn them, and I mean, you can imagine, if you don't know Blender and you have to spend 2 weeks just on a simple model, then yeah, it's horrible. But if you're really good at Blender and you can spend maybe half an hour and have your first draft of the first character or whatever is in your game, the landscape probably, then it actually becomes kind of fun. And that's with everything, and the music side, and the sound effects, the actual programming. And as soon as if you have a barrier, like you can feel the barrier inside your head. I don't know how to cross over this wall. There's a hurdle in front of me and I don't know even where to start or what to do. Then it's kind of daunting, and you don't want to do it. But if you learn how to do it, then you'll be glad in the future, because it'll be much easier. Now I'm speaking I'm telling this like it's something brand new, but you probably have some things in your life that you really hate. You hate doing. And there's probably a way to mitigate that, and yeah, what I said right now. So you can actually like think if you have something that you hate, and why you hate it, actually, why you hate the stuff that you hate, and is there a way to actually fall in love with it. And I didn't plan on filming anything until I have something to show, but I just realized something. In some previous video I talked about how Blender user interface and how you move inside the Blender across like your object and move the object around, it seemed so difficult because I come from Unreal Engine, and in Unreal Engine it's so easy to move. But as I'm adjusting to this software right now, I realize why it's like this, and it's actually, now that I've learned how to move, it's not as difficult as it seemed before, because I'm telling you, before I didn't know how to move, and I was just pressing some buttons and the camera would go like this, and I didn't know how to actually even move my object or move myself around the object. And now it's very easy, and as I do it now, I realize why the input, your input, the mouse input and keyboard shortcuts are like this in Blender, is because you're usually moving around a single point, a single object, like your character. But in Unreal Engine, you have your whole world around you, and you have to be able to move across that world very easily, which would be really hard in Blender. But in Blender you're not doing that. In Blender you're mostly, probably, you're just creating a single object that's centered in the world, and you move around that object. So once I just realized that now, and it's kind of fun for now. I didn't say much about the Grant Abbitt in short, about his course, but because I haven't done much yet, I'll keep you posted. But for now, it's really easy to follow along, and he makes these pauses, and it's easy. I think he's a really good teacher. Like, for now, we'll see. Don't disappoint me, Gabbit. And yeah, hopefully at the end of this video I'll have something to show, or at least my first character draft. I'm a bit, I need some time to wake up as well. Okay, see you in a bit. And just to be clear, I didn't mean to say anything bad about my friend, because he helped me immensely. He even did all the little animation for my whole game actually. But I just wanted to paint a picture, because who knows where I would have been now if I actually learned Blender by myself or bought a course. But then again, what I learned by not learning Blender is also amazing, because every time I have something new to learn and I really don't like it, I always come back to that thought of, it's probably, the hate is coming from not knowing how to use the software. And it's actually an eye-opening. Once you realize that about yourself and your whole life, probably, it's amazing. So yeah, I'm not gonna say his name, but he helped me immensely. Made my whole game look like an actual game. So yeah, and hopefully one day I'll even surpass his skills and be able to teach him something. I hope. Let's hope. These videos seem kind of pointless, and they even seem like that to me. But I remember when I was a complete beginner and I made my first draft of the game and I could actually play my game, I was still very nervous, because I didn't know how much more effort will I have to put in this project. You basically don't know. A lot of game developers say that the last 20% of the game is actually the longest. And I guess there is some truth to that, because you'll be fixing all of these little bugs, and you're making the game more beautiful and more appealing to the eye. And I guess, yeah, that there's a bit truth to that. And when I first heard that, I made my first draft of the game in probably, I don't know, 3 months. And there's a lot of these other things that you have to go through, and you don't know how long it takes to do them. The sound design, the music, the actual landscape of the game, the programming. There's a lot of stuff that you have to do, and you don't know how long will it take to do them. And watching these kind of videos really helped me, because I could see a complete beginner learn this stuff from scratch, and it's like I was following along his journey. I was watching him all day, every day. And that helps a lot, because it paints you a picture of actually how long it takes to make a game. I remember I followed I watched a YouTuber named Ponty Pants, and he did just that. He started from scratch, from the bottom, and he learned everything by himself and filmed his whole journey. And I really liked watching those kind of videos, because I mean, first of all, we're all going through that struggle, especially at first, when you're making your first game. And it helps to see, I mean, even if he's a little bit further than you, you'll see how long and how much effort he's putting in his game. And I mean, and let's be honest, his first game, the Ponty Pence's first game, he made in 3 years, I think. He spent 3 years of his life for that game. And people that are not game developers are gonna look at that game and say, how, why? But us, we know the struggle, especially on your first game, because you don't know anything, and you have to learn everything from scratch, and you don't even know. The worst thing when I first started, the worst thing for me was I don't know where the stuff that I need is, and what it's even called. And nowadays you have AI to explain this stuff to you, so it's easier. But when I first started, I typed something in Google, and I came like nada, zero. I didn't find anything. And I guess what I'm trying to say is these videos really helped me, and now they seem pointless to me, because I I already passed through that hurdle the first time. But I'm making them so that someday, maybe, someone's gonna watch this video and say, you know what, you're right. I'm currently at this point, and it's really helpful to see actually everything that you have to go through. Because I remember after I had my first draft of the game and it was playable, I was afraid, because I didn't know how long will it take me to actually finish the project. And it never went away, because after I made my like the main character and the game logic, and it was playable, now I had to make it more pretty. And after that I had to make the sound design and the music, and each time it was like you're going into an unknown. You don't know anything about software, or how to do this, or how to implement it in your game, or what is even good to implement in your game. And you realize that you're a solo game developer, and you have these like few paths to learn, and you realize that some people spend their whole life learning like a one path, like only one, and you have to learn like six of them. And I mean, because of that, you'll probably be mediocre in all of them. uh, but but what I'm trying to say is, even after you pass that first wall, the first hurdle, the first problem, and you learn how to do it, there's five more, and you don't know how long will it take. So you pass the second one, you're still afraid, and you pass the third one, you're still afraid, all until the actually finished product. When you finally make your game, then that fear of the unknown is gone, because you've gone through every single thing that you had to make a game. And now, for me, now when I'm making my game, the second game, it's much easier, because I already know how long will it take. Even if I don't know Blender, and I have to learn it, I still know everything else. How long will it take? And I know how to implement Blender, and I've done some animation, and I know how to connect the Blender animation to my actual game. And I've gone through all of that, and still not knowing Blender is not as daunting and scary as it was the first time. So yeah, I mean, I'm saying all of this now, and I hope someday someone's gonna watch this video and say, okay, yeah, he was right, and these videos are really helpful. Because I'm not a beginner now like Ponty Pence was a few years ago, but I'm still learning new stuff, and I wish I saw someone learn Blender the way I'm learning it now, and how to do it in your game. And yeah, I guess that's it. See ya.